Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to drop a bombshell on you. Are you ready for it? Here it is: how you talk to yourself is the single most important factor in shaping your future. That's right. The conversations you have in your own head determine how far you'll go, how much you'll achieve, and whether or not you'll settle for mediocrity or rise above it. Now, let's talk about what most people do. They talk themselves down. They use words that cripple their potential. They doubt themselves. I can't do it. I'm not good enough. I'll never make it. It's like putting handcuffs on your own future. You've got the keys to success in your pocket, but you refuse to use them. And let me tell you something, those words, those negative thoughts, they are holding you back. You're sabotaging your own success. But today, I'm going to tell you how to change that. For the next 3 days, I want you to commit to something different. Stop with the self-doubt. Stop with the excuses. Stop with the negativity. Instead, I want you to talk to yourself like you're the damn champion you were born to be. I want you to speak to yourself with clarity, with authority, with purpose. It's not going to be fluffy or comforting. It's going to be tough love, the kind of self-talk that gets results. You see, positive self-talk isn't about telling yourself everything will be okay. It's about demanding more from yourself. It's about saying, I am capable of extraordinary things. I am willing to do what it takes. I will not stop until I get there. You stop lying to yourself. You stop hiding behind your comfort zone and you get real. You get direct. For the next 3 days, speak to yourself like someone who expects results, not feelings. Stop worrying about whether you feel good or bad about things. Worry about the outcome. The feelings will follow. But let me tell you something, feelings don't create success. Results do. So speak to yourself in a way that creates results, not just warm, fuzzy feelings. Now, here's where it gets interesting. For the next 3 days, you're going to push yourself harder than you ever have before. You're going to say things to yourself that make you uncomfortable. You're going to make yourself sweat. Why? Because nothing great ever came from staying comfortable. The moment you start getting uncomfortable, that's the moment you start growing. So for the next 3 days, speak to yourself like someone who expects greatness, like someone who knows that winning isn't optional. It's the only choice. When you say, I can do this, you better believe it. When you say, I will not quit, you better be ready to back it up with action. Speak to yourself like you mean it. But here's the kicker: you can't stop after 3 days. No, this is just the beginning. This is the wake-up call. This is the blueprint for your future. The way you talk to yourself will determine your destiny. If you can commit to this for 3 days, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. But the real challenge begins after that. It's about consistency. It's about showing up every single day with the same relentless mindset. So I challenge you today, right now, talk to yourself like the winner you are. Don't wait for anyone else to believe in you. Believe in yourself. And I promise you, the world will start to believe in you too. I want you to think for a moment about the conversations you have every day, the ones in your head, the ones that no one else hears. These are the most important conversations of your life. You may not even realize it, but they shape everything. They shape how you see the world, how you see yourself, and how you show up in your own life. Every day you're talking to yourself, but here's the question: what are you saying? Are you lifting yourself up? Are you reminding yourself of your strength, your ability, your worth? Or are you putting yourself down, questioning your potential, doubting your every move? Most people don't realize how much power those internal conversations have. They don't realize that the words they say to themselves are often the reason they're stuck, stagnant, or scared to take the next step. Let me be clear: how you talk to yourself will either build you up or tear you down. It's not about the outside world or the circumstances. It's about how you choose to speak to the most important person in your life, yourself. You've got to understand that your thoughts create your reality. You wake up every day with a mind full of possibilities, but if negativity has a sneaky way of creeping into our lives. It's not always loud or obvious, but it's always there quietly eating away at your potential. It starts small, like a whisper in the back of your mind. Maybe you're not cut out for this. What if you fail? You're not as good as they are. And before you know it, that little whisper grows into a constant nagging voice, feeding you doubts, holding you back, convincing you to play it safe. It convinces you that you're not enough. But let me tell you something, this negativity is more than just a bad habit. It's a trap. It's a prison that you build for yourself. And every time you speak those words, every time you entertain those doubts, you lock yourself in a little bit tighter. Here's the harsh truth: negative self-talk doesn't just keep you stuck, it actively works against you. It clouds your judgment. It stops you from making bold decisions. It stops you from taking risks. And all of a sudden, the very thing you want most, success, happiness, achievement, seems out of reach. It doesn't matter how talented you are, how hard you work, or how much potential you have. If you're constantly telling yourself that you're not good enough, that you can't do it, you'll never reach your true potential. You're standing in your own way. What most people don't realize is that negativity doesn't just affect your mind, it affects your body too. It creates stress, anxiety, fear, and doubt. These emotions don't just stay in your head, they seep into everything you do. They affect how you show up at work, how you interact with others, and how you handle challenges. The more you let that negativity control your thoughts, the more you let it poison your actions, and your life becomes a reflection of that negativity. Every time you listen to that voice telling you that you're not enough, you take a step further away from the person you were meant to be. But it's even worse than that. When you allow negativity to dominate your self-talk, you start to believe the lies. You start to think that you're not worthy of success, that you're not capable of achieving your goals. The more you tell yourself these things, the more you convince your brain that they're true. You begin to accept less than you deserve. You start settling for mediocrity because you believe that's all you're capable of. And let me tell you, mediocrity is the enemy of greatness. It's not enough to just show up and get by. If you want to be extraordinary, you have to get rid of the negativity that's holding you back. Now, don't get me wrong, it's normal to feel doubt sometimes, we all do. But the key is not letting that doubt control you. Negative thoughts will come, but you don't have to listen to them. You have the power to push them aside and replace them with thoughts of strength, possibility, and confidence. The longer you allow negativity to take hold, the harder it becomes to break free from it. But once you start fighting back with the right mindset, once you start speaking to yourself with the belief that you are capable of great things, that's when everything changes. You have to realize that the biggest enemy you'll ever face is the one inside your own head. And if you don't learn to silence that negativity, you'll never reach your true potential. The real battle isn't out there in the world with other people or circumstances. The real battle is within you. It's time to stop letting negativity dictate your future. It's time to take control of your mind and your life. You don't need anyone else's permission to succeed. You don't need anyone else to tell you that you're capable. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the way you talk to yourself. And I'm telling you right now, if you change that conversation, everything changes. Imagine waking up every single day with a voice in your head that tells you you are capable, you are powerful, you are worthy of success. What would that do for you? How would that change the way you approach your goals, the way you take on challenges, the way you show up in your own life? Positive and direct self-talk is not just about feeling good, it's about pushing yourself to take action, to move past your doubts, and to demand greatness from yourself. It's about speaking to yourself like you would speak to the person you care about most, the person you know has the potential to do extraordinary things. But this time you're speaking to yourself. Positive self-talk is a tool. It's a weapon you can wield to break through the barriers that life throws at you. It's not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about recognizing your power and capability in the face of adversity. It's about saying, yes, things are tough right now, but I am tough enough to handle them. Positive self-talk isn't about avoiding the hard truths, but about facing them with the confidence that you have what it takes to overcome them. You don't need to sugarcoat things. You just need to speak with the conviction that no matter what comes your way, you will find a way to rise. The key is directness. You don't need to fluff it up with soft words or vague encouragement. You need to talk to yourself like a champion, like a winner. When you're facing something difficult, don't say, I'll try my best. Say, I will get this done. I will make it happen. I refuse to settle for less than my best. Direct self-talk removes the possibility of failure from the conversation because there's no room for uncertainty. When you speak to yourself with this kind of clarity and focus, the universe can't help but respond. It forces you to take decisive action because there's no backing down from your own words. And here's what you need to understand: this kind of self-talk doesn't come naturally for everyone. We've all been conditioned to second-guess ourselves, to doubt our worth, to question our potential. It's easy to fall into the trap of self-criticism. But here's the thing: self-criticism is not the same as self-improvement. Self-criticism keeps you stuck in a cycle of doubt and defeat. It never moves you forward. But positive, direct self-talk spoken with power and belief moves you towards success. It creates momentum. It gives you the strength to keep going. Everything else tells you to quit. When you speak directly to yourself, you create a foundation of belief. You teach your brain that success is not just possible, it's inevitable. You show yourself that challenges are not walls to stop you, but stepping stones to elevate you. When you tell yourself, I've got this, you're not just offering empty words, you're making a promise. You're telling yourself that no matter what happens, you will find a way. This is the kind of language that transforms ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. This is the language that turns dreams into plans, ideas into actions, and struggles into triumphs. Every great achiever you've ever heard of, whether it's a business tycoon, a world-class athlete, or someone who overcame incredible odds, speaks to themselves in this way. They don't wait for external validation. They create their own validation by speaking words of power into their lives. And I'm not talking about some kind of fairy tale positivity. I'm talking about a no-nonsense, take action now attitude that says, I will not let anything stop me. I will not accept anything less than my best. I'm going to challenge you right now, and it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. I want you to commit to just 3 days. That's it. 3 days where you take control of your self-talk and completely shift the narrative in your mind. For the next 72 hours, I want you to stop with the self-doubt, the excuses, and the negative chatter. I want you to speak to yourself with purpose, with power, and with conviction. Not just once in a while, but every single minute of every single day. For 3 days, make the commitment to talk to yourself like someone who is destined for greatness, because let me tell you, you are. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You're saying 3 days? That's nothing. How could that possibly change anything? And that right there is the problem. That doubt, that hesitation, that belief that small shifts can't make a big impact, that's exactly what's holding you back. But I'm here to tell you, in those 3 days, you'll start to notice things changing. Not overnight, but steadily, consistently. Your mindset will start to shift. Your confidence will start to build. Your actions will start to reflect the power of your words. Here's the deal. I'm not asking for a lifetime commitment right now. I'm not asking you to completely overhaul your life today. I'm asking for 3 days. 3 days where you show up with the intention to change how you speak to yourself. It sounds simple, but let me tell you, 3 days of intentional self-talk will create momentum. You'll start to see things you've been ignoring. You'll start to feel that fire in your belly, that surge of energy that comes from knowing that you are capable of achieving your goals. 3 days is all it takes to shift from self-doubt to self-belief, 3 days is all it takes to build a foundation of success that you can continue to build on every single day after that. Now, I know you're going to be tempted. You're going to be tempted to fall back into your old habits. The old negative voice will creep in, telling you it's too hard, that it won't work, that you've tried this before and failed. But here's the truth. The only way you fail is if you quit. You're going to feel uncomfortable. Change is never easy. But that discomfort is where the growth happens. You're not going to be able to do it perfectly, and that's fine. But you're going to do it with intention. You're going to commit to these 3 days because you understand that this is the beginning of a new way of thinking, a new way of living. For 3 days, I want you to wake up and immediately remind yourself of who you are and what you are capable of. I want you to talk to yourself like you're already the person you want to become. I want you to step into your own power. No more waiting for someone else's approval. No more waiting for the perfect moment. The moment is now. The time to act is now. You've got 3 days to start, and that's all it takes to shift the course of your life. You'll be amazed at how much can change in just 3 days of committed, purposeful action. At the end of those 3 days, you won't be the same person you are today. You'll be stronger, more focused, and more aware of your own potential. You'll have proven to yourself that you can take control of your mindset and make things happen. And I'm telling you right now, this is just the beginning. Once you experience the power of these 3 days, you'll never look back. You'll understand that you have the ability to shape your future, not with luck or chance, but with the power of your own words. So are you in? For just 3 days, make the decision to change everything? Because I guarantee you, 3 days is all it takes to create a ripple effect that will carry you toward your goals faster than you ever imagined. Too often we get caught up in how we feel. We let our emotions dictate our actions, and before we know it, we've allowed our feelings to become the driving force in our lives. We wake up in the morning and check how we feel. If we feel good, we go after our goals. If we don't feel like it, we stay in bed a little longer or talk ourselves out of it. Let me tell you something, feelings are unreliable. They change every minute. They're fleeting. You can't trust them. If you build your life based on how you feel, you'll never get anywhere. Because feelings don't drive results, actions do. When you focus on results, not feelings, you start to make progress, even when you don't feel like it. You stop letting the ups and downs of your mood control your decisions. You make a choice that transcends how you feel in the moment. You take action because the outcome matters more than the temporary comfort of staying where you are. Let me tell you something, success isn't about waiting until you feel motivated, until you feel inspired, until you feel confident enough. Success is about getting to work now, regardless of how you feel. It's about doing what needs to be done, not because it's easy, not because it's comfortable, but because it moves you closer to where you want to go. You see, results are what separate the winners from the quitters. Winners don't wait for the perfect moment to start. They don't wait for their emotions to line up with their goals. They take action regardless of how they feel, because they understand that the only thing that matters is the outcome. Results are the truth. Results tell you whether your efforts are paying off. Feelings, they're nothing more than a distraction. If you let your feelings guide you, you'll never finish what you started. You'll quit when things get tough. You'll stop when you don't feel like pushing any harder. And you'll find yourself wondering why you're not moving forward. Focus on the results, and you'll realize something powerful your feelings will follow. It's a simple truth that most people miss. When you commit to taking action, even when it's uncomfortable, even when you don't feel like it, your confidence builds. Your motivation comes from the momentum of actually doing the work. The more you focus on what you're going to achieve, not how you feel while you're doing it, the more you'll accomplish. You'll begin to see the progress you're making, and that progress will fuel your drive. It will give you the energy you need to keep going, even when you don't feel like it. Ask yourself this: what do you want more? The temporary comfort of not taking action because you don't feel like it, or the long-term satisfaction of seeing your results unfold one step at a time, regardless of your feelings? The choice is simple, but it's not easy. It takes discipline. It takes a commitment to pushing through the discomfort. But I can promise you this: the results you get from focusing on action over feelings will far outweigh any short-term satisfaction you get from letting your feelings rule your decisions. You've got to stop letting your emotions control your destiny. If you do, you'll end up stuck waiting for the perfect conditions, waiting for the right mood to strike, waiting for motivation to appear. But motivation isn't the secret. Consistency is. You don't need to feel good to keep going. You need to be committed to the outcome, to the result that you know is worth the effort. That's how you move forward. That's how you break through the barriers of doubt and fear. That's how you achieve success. The sooner you realize that your feelings are not the boss of you, the sooner you'll start to see the results that others only dream of. The key to moving forward is to stop waiting for everything to feel right and to start working towards results. Results don't care how you feel, they just care that you show up and do the work. Now, I want you to remember something: the difference between where you are and where you want to be is not a lack of talent, opportunities, or resources. The difference is how you talk to yourself, how you manage your emotions, and how committed you are to focusing on results, not feelings. The road to success is never smooth, and it's never comfortable. But every time you push through, every time you choose action over emotion, you're one step closer to your goals. You've got the power to shape your future with the way you think, the way you speak to yourself, and the decisions you make, regardless of how you feel in the moment. Don't let temporary emotions or self-doubt stop you from going after what you want. Commit to focusing on results, push past your feelings, and you'll find yourself achieving things you once thought impossible. Your future is in your hands now. Go out and make it happen.